So Sunbasket is a fairly new meal kit subscription, and we've reviewed them a few times before on our blog. This is the first time we're doing a video, and it's similar to Plated, Green Chef, Blue Apron, all those other ones that we've reviewed. It has a few differences that I'll talk about really quick. If you want to see pictures and pricing of our past boxes and kind of what it looks like after we cook our Sunbasket, visit our blog, subaholicboxes.com. This is what the box looks like. It's actually not as big as some of the boxes. I feel like they're a little bit smaller. I think it's so adorable. And look at the packaging. So the outside of the box is all decorated. As soon as you open it, oh, this is so heavy, sorry. This is what it looks like. It's just so cute. The whole box. The ingredients that come in Sunbasket are sustainably sourced, and they're organic always, and they're always really fresh. I already peeked in at my ingredients and everything looks really good. Another thing is they only ship to a few states because they're so new. It's mostly on the West Coast, so they ship to California, Arizona, Oregon, Washington, Colorado, Utah, Idaho, and Nevada. And so if you live in any of those states, you should feel free to use our coupon that I'll share with you and order Sunbasket. If you don't, then I'm sure they're working on expanding to the rest of the US. So shipping is free, and every week you can choose between ordering paleo, gluten-free. They also have vegetarian options. This is the thing that is different than the other ones, and that's why I've subscribed to them a few extra times, is that they offer breakfast. And we all know that breakfast is one of the best meals of the day, at least for me it is. And they always send really nutritious, filling breakfasts that I've had in the past few weeks that I've ordered Sunbasket. And so that's what sets them apart a little bit. I really like their breakfast. Let me just show you what is in it and what exactly it looks like when it comes to it. So on top of the box is all of these papers. I'll explain them really quickly. This is your return address label. This is another unique thing that I've never seen another box do. All this packaging that you see, usually people throw it away, they'll reuse it once or twice, that's it. This is a return shipping label, and what they want you to do is when you're done and you get your stuff and you put it all in your fridge, then you close it back up and you slap this little mailing label on the top of it. They pay to mail everything back. Ice packs that has a little refrigeration sort of packaging around the outside, insulation, and you send all of that back and it gets reused. And I love that they do that. This is a little instruction step by step. They can even have USPS. I think you can even have them come pick it up. You can just leave it on your doorstep. They make it really easy. You slap the sticker on to close it and make sure it stays closed and doesn't get open. That is another awesome, unique thing that I love about Sunbasket. Very detailed instructions on how to do that. They always highlight one of their farmers or butchers or whoever, where they get their veggies from or where they get their meat from. They like to give a little bio about them and just talk a little bit more about the chefs that contribute to the box, so you kind of know a lot about where your food is coming every week. These are the 3 recipe cards. So their top one, it just explains a little bit about how Sunbasket works. As soon as you get it, you should refrigerate it, but it should be fine if you get home late. Everything's on ice, so don't worry. These are my 3, it's actually 4 meals because I got 2 breakfasts. So you can choose 2 main meals and 2 breakfast meals, and that's what I chose. I'm going to cook the rigatoni, Brussels sprouts, leeks, and lemon. That looks so good. Also, the pork loin and roasted grapes and pear chicory, is that how you say it? Salad. And I have 2 breakfast meals. So this one is the scrambled eggs with goat cheese. Oh, I love goat cheese. And this one I'm really excited to try. It's kale and pineapple smoothie. That looks good. One thing that's different, they make their recipe cards really small. Some meal kits, they have pictures of the step-by-step on the back, which is really handy. I actually really like that. They don't do that, and so they just make their cards smaller, and all the instructions are on the back. It also has the ingredients. It's also really easy if you ever lose your card, which I've lost my recipe card before, you just can go log into your account and they have the recipe there for you. But this is the inside of your box. This is the packaging. It's insulated and it's all around the sides and the bottom of the box as well. Again, you are supposed to send all this back so they can reuse it. I'm sure you can keep it, it's totally fine, but I totally love to just send it back and have it reused and not get thrown away. So everything is packed in here nice and organized, nice and neat in there. I have my veggies in the side, some cabbage or something. Oh, and this is leek. I love cooking with leek. So everything looks really fresh and good. Separate all their meals except for the big items in these baggies. So this is my scrambled eggs, goat cheese, and kale and pineapple smoothie. And it's all color coded. So see how this one is, all my breakfast meals, they're gonna be blue. This is my rigatoni with Brussels sprouts, leeks, and lemon. And then my pork loin with roasted red grapes and pear, and then a salad. This one is orange. I'll just show you some of my ingredients in here. Grapes, red grapes. Like they need to tell me that this is grapes. Everything is labeled. So if you're not really super familiar, like this is organic mint. They label it so that you know. All the labels for the food is going to be brown. So some, I think like Blue Apron, they color code their ingredients, so you can just take everything out of the bags and put them in the fridge. Since these ones, all the meals have the same color on top, this brown labeling, I would keep all the ingredients in the bag and then just put them all in like the vegetable drawer or something. This is pecans and it kind of spilled in my bag, but usually I haven't had experience of anything spilling in there. It's usually very neatly packed. So my ingredients are all fresh and they look really good. I mean, look at that mint. It looks yummy. Only one of my meals had meat, so there's on the very bottom, there's a place where they put the ice, and then they also layer it with any meat that you have or anything that needs to be extra cool. So they have this divider so all your items don't get wet with the ice packs. On the bottom I have pineapple chunks in here. This is my Berkshire boneless pork loin. It says it was humanely raised in IA. Iowa, and it kind of gives directions on like the temperature that you should have it to store. So I'm really happy that they use sustainably raised ingredients and that they care about organic products, and everything looks really fresh. These are the ice packets, so there's 2 layers of these. One goes on top and one goes on the bottom. And so basically what I would do at this point is I would take everything, put it in the fridge, and then I would just fold this all up, put my label on it, and send it all back, and they'll reuse it for the next customer. So I love that they do that. I'm going to take this all to my kitchen and I'm going to cook it up. I'm going to take a few pictures along the way, and then at the end when I'm done in a few days, then I'll come back and show you guys pictures, and I'll talk about my experience and what I liked, what I didn't, and what worked. Hopefully everything works fine because it all looks good. Okay, so I've cooked all of my meals. I'm now going to talk about them, and I took some pictures kind of of the final outcome. First one that I cooked was pork loin with roasted grapes and pear and chicory salad, and this was my card. Really liked this recipe. This is the ingredients on the back. Most of their meals are really quickly, but they gave me like the fastest one. I mean, I chose this one out of, they give you a selection of like 6 or 7 or more, something like that, and you choose 3 of your favorite, the meals that you want to get. So I did choose this one, but man, this is so fast. It was like I was done in 30 minutes. It was mostly you just cooked the pork, but you also caramelized the onions, and it was like this onion grape caramelization. You put it in the oven, and it was so good on the pork loin. I do not eat meat a lot. I never cook pork loin because I have had it before and it's always been overcooked and I've never liked it. I ate this whole thing. My husband was like, wow, I can't believe you just ate that whole thing. It was like this big, but for me that's like a lot of meat. But it tasted so good with the caramelized onions and the grape, which I've never done that before. I've never put grapes and onions together and caramelized them. So I'm keeping this recipe card because I definitely want to make it again. The salad was good. You have to improvise a little bit, right? So like they didn't tell me to chop up this little red cabbage leaf thing, but it was so big that I ended up chopping it up after I took a picture of it. And you'll see if you saw the picture that I just put up, that's it was really big. So afterwards I ended up cutting it up. So they'll tell you, like they won't tell you maybe to cut something up, but maybe you do it. So you can always improvise or not put something in if you don't like it. But I put everything in it, all the seasoning, the salad was delicious, the nuts were good, and it was really healthy. I think the whole thing was 740 calories for a whole meal, and I was full. I really liked that meal. The second one I also loved. This one was vegetarian. It was rigatoni with Brussels sprouts, leeks, and lemons, and it was so delicious. But they gave me raw hazelnuts, and they said toast it in the oven, which I've never done that with raw hazelnuts. I think it was 8 or 9 minutes, and they were done, and I was supposed to pull them out and kind of chop them up to put in the pasta. About half of them made it in the actual pasta, because after I tried one to make sure they were done, I could not stop eating them. They were so good. I didn't add oil or salt or anything. I just put raw ones in the oven. So now I am always going to do that. That's one thing that I love about these subscription boxes, is I learn these sort of really easy tricks of the trade that people in the kitchen do all the time, and I just don't. And now I'm learning as I am cooking really good food. It had ricotta cheese in it. It had Brussels sprouts and leeks, which I'd never cooked with leeks before doing subscription boxes, and they're kind of like glorified onions. They were so good. So I really loved this recipe as well. It was super good. And it was very filling. It was a lot of food. The next one, which I told you previously, the difference between Sunbasket and other subscription boxes that I've done is that they actually offer breakfast, which is the most important meal of the day. So as my third option, instead of getting 3 dinners, I got 2 dinners and 2 breakfast meals. Okay, the first one I did was actually this one. It was scrambled eggs with goat cheese. And then the second one that I did was kale and pineapple smoothie. I will say that this smoothie was not my favorite. I don't know if it's because I didn't actually have a blender, I just had like an immersion blender, but the kale was a little bit too strong for me. I'm not a huge kale fan, but I wanted to give it a try. I drank it and it tasted fine. The kale was a little bit too bitter for me, so it wasn't my favorite smoothie. I still drank it because I want to get those nutrition. It had raw almonds in it. You used almond milk, of course. You also had flaxseed in it, which is super good for you. It used dino kale, which was a softer kind of kale, and I stripped it off of the stems. I followed the directions exactly, but it wasn't my favorite. On the back though, this was so good, and it was so filling. Even though it's just like eggs and I think arugula, it came with goat cheese, which made it taste totally different than just like scrambled eggs and vegetables. Also, they had some kind of sauce. They called it Pisto, P-I-S-T-O-U. It had basil leaves, grated Parmesan, kosher salt, garlic, and olive oil. So to me, it basically was like pesto, this green sauce. It tasted like pesto, but without, pine nuts or any kind of nuts. That drizzled on top of the goat cheese with the grilled arugula and the scrambled eggs. It was so delicious. Even though I didn't love the smoothie, I'm still keeping the cart because it has this recipe, and I'm definitely gonna make it again. It was so nice to actually have a full breakfast when I came home from lunch. I think I made this before church. I came home later in the day and I was like not even hungry. Usually I'm starving, so I loved that Sunbasket supports a nutritious breakfast by letting you have that choice. You can still have 3 meals if you want, but you can also choose the breakfast. So I recommend you guys click in the link below. It will take you to Sunbasket. You can order and you get a discount too. You get something like 3 meals free or something, or $30 off. Something. Just check the information below, because that usually knows more than me speaking up here. And be sure to try the breakfast, you guys. Try the breakfast ones. You will not regret it. They were so good. I had a pretty good experience with this one. I've subscribed to them like 3 different times, and there's always maybe like 1 meal that I don't love, but I usually love the majority of them. So definitely recommend them. Again, like I said, click in the link below if you want to get a big, huge coupon just for you guys, since you are our loyal readers and followers. Thanks for subscribing to our channel. If you haven't already, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you liked this video, or if it was informative or helped you understand a little more, we appreciate when you guys give us those thumbs up. It helps us out a lot. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing, and be sure and click. Bye!